plant never called for help. It only bled a signal. Who else is listening downwind? Under the flat white light of late summer, the strawberry plant is already losing. Along the underside of every leaf, 2 spotted spider mites have gathered in their thousands. Each one no larger than a grain of dust. They anchor their claws into the soft tissue and drive their stylets through the leaf surface, puncturing one cell at a time. Each puncture drains a single chloroplast of its green. The damage spreads as a pale stippling across the leaf, a scattering of tiny dead points that will never photosynthesize again. Heat presses down on the bed. The soil has gone dry and cracked between the crowns. And the drier the air becomes, the faster the mites breed. It has tried everything. The plant floods the wounded tissue with defensive compounds, bitter phenolics meant to make each cell unpalatable. But the mites simply move to the next leaf and begin again. It closes the stomata on its underside to conserve what water remains, and in closing them it also shuts down its own cooling. Leaf temperature climbs. The mites spin silk across the damaged surfaces. A fine translucent webbing that shelters their colonies from wind, from rain, from the sprays that kill everything except them. Beneath that silk, the population doubles every 3 days. The oldest leaves go bronze at the margins, then brittle, then curl and fall. Runners that should be reaching outward stop growing, but the mites refuse to leave. Finally, something answers. The wounded leaves have been leaking a signal all along. A plume of volatile compounds release the moment a stylet breaks a cell wall. It drifts on the hot air, invisible and specific, and it carries a precise chemical description of the animal doing the damage. 2 rows away, a predatory mite catches it. Phytocylus persimilis is bright orange. Faster than its prey, and blind to almost everything except this scent. It has no interest in the strawberry. It is following the smell of spider mites, and the plant has been broadcasting it for days. The predator arrives at the leaf edge and pushes into the webbing that was built to keep everything out. Silk that stops wind and water does not stop this. It is longer-legged than its prey, and it moves through the tangle at a speed the colony has never had to survive before. The first spider mite is taken from behind. The predator grips it, drives its mouth parts through the body wall, then drains it in under a minute. Leaving a collapsed transparent husk stuck to the silk. Then it moves on, and it does not stop. A single phytocilus eats 5 adult mites a day, or 20 eggs, and it eats every day of its life. Around it, the colony reacts the only way it can, which is to keep feeding and keep breeding. It is not enough. The predator lays its own eggs directly inside the prey colony, oval and translucent, tucked against the leaf vein among the eggs of the animals it is eating. Those eggs hatch in 2 days. The spider mites take twice as long. With every generation, the hunters gain ground on the hunted, and the arithmetic of the leaf quietly reverses. The webbing goes still. Where the colonies were thickest, there is now only empty silk, sagging and dusted with husks. And the predators are wandering wider and finding less. Rain comes and strips the dead webbing from the leaves. Underneath, the crown has held. New leaves push up from the center, unmarked and fully green, opening flat to a sun that no longer costs the plant anything. The stomata reopen. Water moves again. Within a week, the first white flowers unfold above the ruined lower leaves, and behind them the runners resume their slow reach across the soil, searching for a place to root. For the strawberry, the fruit that follows is the whole point. The only reason it spent a season building sugar it will never taste. For the predatory mite, the colony was a nursery, a place to raise a generation inside the food supply. For the soil, the fallen leaves and the emptied husks return as nitrogen to the crowns that will fruit again next year. Nothing here was rescued out of kindness. The plant did not call for help so much as it bled a signal. And something hungry happened to be listening. In nature's quiet battles, that is usually enough. The plant never called for help. It only bled a signal. Who else is listening downwind?